Hello everybody and welcome back to Megaman Battle Network 5, Team Colonel. Now, in the last episode we had, well, just ran through the Squirrel Con, but in this episode we're going to be trying to get a lot more done, and because of the last episode I posted, this one's going to be a lot longer. Now, if you remember from the last episode, I didn't even bother reading that, because that's just how I'm used to playing this game, is there's 6 Nebula agents still wandering around in Oran area, and it is our job to take them all out. So, yeah. Ow. Apparently I also can't dodge because I was too busy being in way of things. Okay, let's try this. I should take him out pretty easily. And there we go. Yeah, and there's just like no fancy thing about what happens to them. So, what I recommend doing is there are, ironically, the number of agents depending on the area that you're in. So you've got 1 agent in Area 1, 2 in Area 2, and 3 in Area 3. Ironic, huh? So it's much better to just backtrack through 1 rather than run all the way to 3, backtrack to 2, and then run all the way back to 3, because at the end of this we're going to have to run all the way back through 3. So yeah. You can also, as what I would recommend, just because, okay, let me get the mystery data, I forgot I didn't grab that, Vulcan 2C. Could probably get some use out of that, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But at least this area is just kind of like a one-way traveling type of thing. I don't really like Oran Area 2, honestly, just because of how it's built. You either have to go all the way around, or... well, yeah, let's just say you have to go all the way around. It's quickly when you're leaving Oran Area 2, and like needing to go back through Oran Area 1 and 3, but... ugh. Which later that will actually become a little bit more of a... seeing my point type of issue. Okay, that takes care of them. Dodge that. And I win. Because these guys are pathetically easy. Also, if you guys are curious where that warp goes to, we'll find out later, because Ordinary doesn't like you going places. Even though where it connects to we don't even have access to yet, but hey. Well, actually we won't have access to it for a little while. Then again, there is one problem with where it accesses to and what's inside it, though. Oh, there's one part of this game that just, because of the backtracking, I don't like it. So you're Megaman. If I beat you, that'll make me the big boss. Okay, your big bosses can't beat me. The final bosses can't beat me. I literally took down in the last game. Okay, granted I didn't play Battle Network 4, but... well, at least on this channel. I have played Battle Network 4, but in the last game I took down a gigantic meteorite. You really think you're gonna win? Honestly, I've even defeated... well, okay, this is a little bit of spoilers, but at the same time these games are how old, so can you really spoil them? Is Dr. Regal's Navi in the 4th game. So, yeah. And also is just... honestly, the plot of the 4th game kind of just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it's alright for what it is, but honestly, how they kind of done it doesn't really work. There's a few, like, instances where, like, I find, at least in Megaman Battle Network 4 and Battle Network 6, where, like, the power-up that they give you, they, like, always are like, oh my god, you defeated me because of this. But then come to find out, like, in the actual battle, like, you didn't use it at all. And, you know what, I'm actually going to spoil this. In Battle Network 6 and 4, you'll have, like, some story instances where they're like, oh, because they introduced dart chips, if you all remember them in this game, in Battle Network 4. And they aren't like they are in this game. We'll get to that whenever we get to that. But, essentially how it works is, you know, you use a dart chip, you lose some HP, but it's a super powerful attack. Can be very useful, but you'll have instances where they're like, oh my god, you used a dark chip, your dark soul is growing inside of you. Like, they're making the connection that Mega Man is like slowly becoming more evil from using dark chips. But you can also play the game where you only have one instance where it's mandatory to use a dark chip, and that's it. You've got no other reason to touch them unless you want to use them. And most people, with the exception of like some top level players that know how to use dark chips way too good to their advantage. I've seen some crazy players do some insane things. Personally, I don't want to get that good with dark chips because I don't like using them, because I think the advantages you get... okay, granted, the minor advantages you get in Battle Network 4, because there's a few things they kind of screwed up in that game, at least in my opinion. So, yeah. But they're like, oh, you're so powerful because of these dark chips, and that's not what you're using. You're just powerful because you're skilled at the game and you're building good folders, having good Navi customizer programs and whatnot, and just making the game kind of bend to you because you know what you're doing. And that's how it should be. It should be your skill. And then one instance that I don't like about this, because they continue it in Battle Network 6, is, granted, while in some instances it actually does make more sense, is you have the power-up of the Cybeasts. And in some instances they'll be like, oh, I've already forgot about to do that. I just ran my past when I was on my rant. Is we have a Nightman battle data that we can now fight. I actually recommend taking these guys on, because this will activate their beta forms, and then after, oh wow, this sucks to start off. But once you fight these, you can find their beta ghost forms that are hidden in the wild, and then also fight their Omegas, which you're going to need to do later, especially if you're going for 100%, which I am, so yeah, I have to fight them. Plus, you can get their battle chip, which, I mean, why wouldn't you want that, right? You don't want interesting battle chips to use? Ow. Granted, Nightman's battle chip is like, it's got some power to it, but there's really no point in using it unless you're using a very specific kind of folder, which even then is hard to pull off. There we go. Because there are two folders that I have worked with, but you really can't build them out until, like, the end of the game. We did it. Alright, but anyway, onwards. Because, yeah, Nightman's chip just does, like, his charge attack. It just does a quick swing around him. But you can get that battle chip, like, his maximum damage output is, like, 300 damage? Or somewhere around there, if I remember correctly. I don't use it enough to actually know the exact damage output, like, right off the top of my head. But it is very, very high. But anyway, as I was saying about the 6th game, let me just get back to my rant real quick, is in that game you have instances where, you know, enemies, or like the, you know, evil team that you're going up against, this sounds like a Pokemon game, is just like, oh, because of the Cybeasts that you're using, you're too powerful that we can't take you on. Even in like a net battle where they fight you, like, where it's like a 2-on-2 battle, like in at the end of Battle Network 2, I keep thinking like, oh, I've played Battle Network 3. Ironically though, in this time, at least this year, I have replayed Battle Network 1, Battle Network 2, Battle Network 3, Battle Network 5 twice. Actually, no, I've replayed, not including these two playthroughs that I'm doing on Team Proto Man and Team Colonel right now, I've beaten and played Battle Network 5 3 times this year, to 100%, and Battle Network 6 twice. So, yeah, Battle Network 4 is the other one that I have tried, but I just, no, I don't like it. Battle Network 2 and 4 are just the ones that you can't get me into. At least not very easily. It's just a very hard mood to actually crack. But, excuse me. What I was going to say is in Battle Network 6, like, they'll have those instances where, like, at one point in the story you have to take on 2 Navis who are also the first, I don't want to say it, but I don't want to say it, basically 2 bosses that you take on earlier in the story, but you take them on one after the other. And, ironically, with some of the extra power-ups you get in the game, not including the Cybeasts, there's the actual, like, you know, double soul system that's not the double soul system, essentially. That's how I'm just going to word that. It'll make more sense when we actually get to Battle Network 6. But, is they use that. You can kind of get an advantage against them with that, because you have power-ups that would actually be like an elect power-up in one game and an aqua power-up in another. That kind of makes them a little bit weaker, which is kind of ironic. But, you know, that's just how it goes. But anyway, they say that, oh, you know, the Cybeast power is like what's giving you the strength to actually like take them on and defeat them in that instance. Even though Mega Man's like completely worn out after the fight, which is kind of ironic because in literally 2 other instances. Now, the reason I can figure for like the explanation is like in the games, he's constantly trying to hold down the Cybeast, so a lot of his energy is going to that, rather than, oh, we got extra story. I see you finished. Now go restore the network. In the deep reaches of Oran Area 3, we need to gain access to Scilab area. On the next mission, you'll be liberating Scilab 3. Lan, I want you to check out the route to Scilab 3. But Beryl, can't we just enter from Scilab from Scilab? It's the Scilab area from Scilab? Yes, there is a route to Scilab area in Scilab. However, if we liberate that access route, we'll be inviting agents in Scilab areas into Scilab. That's why we're blocking the net access from Scilab. We'll have to use the net to liberate Scilab area. I see. So I must restore the network in Oran Area 3. And check the route for Scilab 3 for the next mission. That is correct. Megaman, we're going to restore the Oran Area network to number 3. And this is why you want to come down here instead of having to run through the entire thing. Also, there's a thing right here, but while I can take it on right now, we're going to hold off on that. So... yeah, the only reason I'm holding off on it is just because I want at least a slightly better folder, not just the craptastic thing I have slapped together in haste. This way leads to Scilab area. Like you said, the network is blocked. Okay, let's restore it. Fat chance. Who's that? Nebula. Okay. And you know who does Nebula does best? Delete these pesky navies. Land, here he comes. Just leave it to me. Battle routine set. Execute. You'll regret that you ever stepped foot in this area. Even though I've killed your bosses twice, you literally stand absolutely zero chance. There is no way that you defeat me, because main character. And my skill is, I was going to say unmatched, but no, that is not the case. There are definitely people way better. Why, car? One problem with living in an apartment building now is just stuff like that. Why? I'll get you for this. Why can't we delete him too? Who would have thought we would encounter more Nebula agents? Guess you have to stay on guard when you're on the net. We have to keep forging ahead. Megaman, restore the network. Roger. And yeah. Land, network restoration complete. Okay, time to enter Scilab area. Roger. Interesting. Anyway, but this is the Scilab area. Anyway, but one thing I'm going to say is just back to my previous rant about Megaman Battle Network 6, is the reason that they try to, you know, kind of pull off the whole, like, Megaman being slightly weaker or being able to, ooh, custom 1. I don't know that I can actually cram that in my folder. Or into my Navi customizer. I probably can. It's going to be a little difficult. Just do it this way. I meant to grab that other one. Oh, well. But yeah, is the one thing with it in Battle Network 6 is they try to pull off as the reason that Mega Man like can take on multiple foes at one time and then still be like too weak after battle. It's not necessarily because like he's weaker than he was in the previous games. He's got more power to him, but he's also fighting off the side B so that he can't, you know, keep up these long fights like he used to. At least in those instances. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the story kind of demands it, at least, you know, which at the same time then kind of makes it dumb, because he's had times where, without any real break in between, he's had to take on multiple, you know, Nabbies in a fight that were about just as strong, if not stronger. Because endgame. But hey, what do I know? I just like to play these games. But, you know, that's how it goes. The one thing, though, is I would just find it funny is just kind of how they use it. I mean, they need it for story purposes, so then you can, you know, have to go be like, oh, yes, and get more story, and then, you know, get to finishing off the game. Da-da-da-da. But it's just, okay, you just gotta get in my way, don't you? But yeah, I just kind of find it funny how they use, like, that. And, like, you don't even have to use the side B's power. Like, it's very much an option. It doesn't add, really, anything to the fight if you do add it. I mean, okay, it does add things to the fight. Like, you get new attacks, new, like, animations, like, all the interesting stuff that you would have about it. And that's the cool part. It's just that, in my opinion, the Side Beast is, while it is very powerful and you can get a lot of use out of it, especially if you know what you're doing, and to an extent I do know what I'm doing, it's not something I like busting out all the time. It's something that's more for like a very specific type of strategy, not necessarily like a, okay, let's just go gung-ho, or when I'm feeling particularly gun-happy in the game, especially when you're playing Gregor. So, if you guys have ever played Megaman Battle Network 6, Zybeast Gregor, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you use the Zybeast. Falter is also pretty decent on the fast attack, but I really wish... Okay, we actually do have a few like Navi customizer programs. Can we I'm going to want to shrink that down, but we can at least cram it in there for now. I'll probably shrink my Navi Customizer programs off screen, just because, well, you know, it's a special code that you have to enter to actually shrink them down. And, well, I have no way of showing off, you know, me entering these codes besides, you know, the program's getting shrunken down. So whether it happens on screen or off screen, I don't really see much loss. At least in my opinion. That's just me. If you guys want to actually see them get shrunk, play something. I'm probably not going to do it before the end of this episode, because I actually have to, like, get on the internet and whatnot. So I might do it, like, immediately after, or I might do it right before the next one. Thunder Asterisk. That could be very slightly useful. Also, that's where we're supposed to go, is where those dark clouds are. I'm just wanting to fish around for, like, the extra mystery data, because you never know what you can get. I'm pretty sure I already got all of it for this area, but what's wrong with having more? I'm not a glutton. Maybe I am. There we go. Take you all out. Also, please ignore the fact that I'm drinking out of my thermos. It makes loud metal clanking noises. This leads to the next area slated for liberation. What's that cloud-like thing? Can we make it through? I'll try. Here goes. Megaman, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but this cloud's dark power is blocking the way. Ring! It's the phone. Or its phone. I see you've arrived at your destination. Describe the surroundings to me. The road's blocked to Satellite 3 is blocked by a dark cloud. Blorked. That's what I was trying to say, apparently. A dark cloud? The dark power is spilling over. That could be trouble. Very well, Lan. Head back for now. Roger. Megaman, check out. Okay. That was enough to turn them back? How pitiful. Master, should we take care of it? Shadow Man, there's no rush. We will continue to observe things a while longer. There is no reason to get involved in risky battles. Well, let's head back home and rest, because we've got other things to do. There's also, I'm not even going to be showing off what happens with Charlie and Jar Man. It's literally the exact same thing. Okay, well, maybe not the exact same thing, but you know what I mean. It's basically the same thing. There's only one instance that I could think of that I'm going to be showing off besides the actual battle with Jar Man. So yeah, we restored the network at that leads to the Scilab area, but we couldn't make it to the occupied area. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how things develop. We can't just stand knowing that our enemies are right around the corner, but we're not able to act. I know what you mean. Beep, 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 beep. Lan, you got a mail. It's from Pride. I'll read it. Lan, I was mighting Magna Metal in Oran Island when a ninja Navi challenged me to a battle. He said he wanted to test my abilities, and in the blink of an eye, he stole some vital Nightman programs. Nightman is immobilized without those programs. Please lend us your help. Wow! A ninja Navi? That must be Shadow Man. First us, then Pride? What is Nightman up to? Wait. Anyway, I read that wrong, but anyway, we're moving on. At any rate, we've got to help Nightman. Mighty Magna Metal, that must be the drill. Let's head for Oran Isle. And yeah, now this is one thing that I kind of don't really like. Hot info, blah blah blah. Higgsby's is open, we can now go there, so we can actually get a lot of cool things, which, do I want to do that right now? We can get like a bunch of stuff, especially from the number trader, but yeah, you've got the bargain bin, which we can get some interesting stuff from. You have these showcase ships, which, you know, you got bubble wrap, but I'm not going to buy that for now, because all we do have money. And then you also have is the regular chip stock, which, I mean, we can get some use out of, but for now I'm just going to leave it as is. And the chip trader. I have way too many guards. I might actually just sit here for a minute and just run through all of these. When you grind a little bit too much. But I'm going to save them, because I know of a better chip trader that'll be coming up later that we could probably get some good use out of. And hello! Netopia chip dealer, I've got a special chip that you can't get in the stores. It's right, I'm a secret dealer, don't tell the officials, okay? Got this tubia that's hot in Electopia, blah 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 blah. 10,000, cut it down to 2,000. Yes, we'll buy it because it's a Dark Sonic E. And we need the dark chips. Okay, we don't need dark chips, but it's beneficial to get them. You'll see why later. Even though I don't really Well, it sucks that we have, like, semi-access to it right now, but we don't have full access to it till later. You'll know what I'm talking about soon enough. It happens after the next... Not the one that we're... Not the Scilab Liberation. The one after that. There's another one after. Obviously, there's like 9 total, but once we get to that one, then things will be going good. Also, what I was going to mention is one thing that I don't like about having to do this is we do have to run back through all of Oran Isle. And just the running back and forth, I don't like it. Especially when you have to go through the entire maze. Oh, and hello. Hey, Elan. What am I, Mr. Famous, doing around here? I developed an anti-Nebula natty, but he won't listen to me. I'm trying to retrain him here. Would you up for a net battle with Gridman? Yes. I'm not going to pull any punches. Brace yourself. Go for it, Lan. Leave it to me. Battle routine set. Execute. Go, Gridman. And now we get to fight... Basic football guy. I really wish I had anything else to add to that, but I honestly don't. It's just basic football guy. He charges, he'll fire his football at you, and that's it. He'll also spawn his teammates, and football bounces weird. Ow, and that doesn't really take care of him as well as I was thinking it would. Either way, Gridman is... Okay, he's not easy, especially when he gets to, like, being much faster. But at the same time... He's not really a big threat. I mean, his Omega form definitely does every now and again give me a bit of trouble, but... Meh. Actually, you know what? No. The only trouble that his Omega form always gives me is the fact that I can never find him. I'm not kidding. I have spent literal hours trying to hunt down his Omega form and just not finding him. It is the, like, most annoying thing ever. And it happens on every playthrough that I do of these games. It doesn't matter if it's Team Proto Man, Team Colonel, on the Wii U, an emulator, or... I'm not kidding. At one point, I spent... I guess we're not in sync yet. Look out next time. I spent, at one point, 4 hours hunting him down. And even on my last playthrough, when I was playing through Team Colonel on an emulator earlier this year, I spent an hour. I'm going to get back to my rant in just a second. Pride, how's Nightman? Man, thank goodness you're here. Like I said, in the mail, a ninja navvy came and stole Nightman's thought, speech, movement, and attack programs. Then scattered them in the drill comp. Now Nightman can't speak, think, move, or attack. It's as if his memory banks have been wiped clean. I see. But he chose not to delete Nightman, which proves Shadow Man is not a Nebula agent. Shadow Man? That Navi was Shadow Man? Right. He was once a member of Gospel. So was she. She should know who he is. So why didn't you recognize him? Well, officially Shadow Man never belonged to Gospel. The head of Gospel had him working as a hired gun. In fact, only a few Gospel members knew of him. His name is all that I heard. Did he go to you as well? Yeah. Just what are they plotting? I don't know, but for now, let's find that Nightman's program. Yeah, I can figure this mystery out later. Okay, Pride, we're off. Lan, you're a godsend. We'll have Mo's programs back, Pride. Let's go, Mega Man. What are you looking for, Tango? Yeah, by the way, I also have my cat back. But anyway, back to my rant. I have spent, on my latest playthrough, and it took an hour of me trying to hunt him down. And I had to go do something else, so I asked my friend Alex, was like, hey, do you mind just kind of sitting here, running around for a little bit in the area, because I had everything set up for him, and just trying to hunt down this net navvy. Anyway, he comes back to me, not 2 minutes later, being like, hey, I think I found the boss that you're looking for. What do you want me to do? And I'm like, are you actually joking? And I told him, like, every time I go looking for this boss, it always takes me so long just to hunt him down. I didn't even have to, because, like, I had a thing just to... I accidentally had killed him because I had a thing where if you just press the button for, like, the select button, everything would just die instantly. Which, I mean, granted, is kind of funny in my opinion because you can just press a button and everything is dead. And I used that on the bosses after taking them on legitimately. Except for Gridman. I just didn't care. He died. I didn't take him on the second time. He was just dead. He was gone. I was not redoing that. But at the same time, it was still kind of funny just watching them all, like, just perish immediately. Or the times where I would press the select button accidentally trying to look at the field and they were just dead. Kind of funny if I'm being completely honest. But, meh. And yeah, having to run through the drill comp is not exactly the most fun thing, but... oh well. You know, Actually, just because this is going to take a while and I do kind of want to get a move along, I'm just going to skip to the end of these and just have the program. So, be right back. Pride, we found all 4 programs. Hurry and reinstall them into Nightman. Indeed. Nightman, reboot. Nightman? Nightman? Lady Pride, I am terribly sorry I have failed to perform my duty. You don't have to apologize. But you should thank Lan and Megaman. They're the ones who found your stolen programs. Lan, Megaman, you have done a great service to me. I will be sure to repay your kindness. Don't mention it. We could do for a teammate. Right, Megaman? Yep. But shoot, that Navi must be something else. To be able to slip past Nightman's tough defenses? It was all over before I knew what was happening. His incredible speed and agility. He's no ordinary Navi. Well, thank you for this such generosity. Your team has power and technique, but is short of speed. You're no match for a Nebula at this point. If there's any hope at all, it is in your leader. You went to Barrel too? A very capable leader indeed, but even the best leader is powerless without a good team. Just what are you trying to pull? Spying on us every chance you get? You should know soon enough. If you have what it takes, that is. Wait! And he's gone. He sure knows how to beat a quick retreat. Lan, we better report this to Barrel. You're right, Barrel might know something about them. See you, Pride. We're gonna get going. Okay, be careful. I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of him. Right. And thankfully it spits me out at the end of the maze. I kind of knew that was already coming, but at the same time, I appreciate it when they just like, okay, let's put you outside. So you don't have to run through everything. That is very, very appreciative. Hello, peoples. I just need to head on over to Barrel. I'm about to cough, too. It's not good. Barrel. Excuse me. Did a ninja Navi come here? You mean Shadow Man? Yes, he did. He has quite the nerve. I take it he paid you a visit as well, then. Wow, he got through the security of this place. Do you know who they are? His name is Dusk. He travels the world deleting Navis for a fee. He's an assassin. His Navi Shadow Man is one of the fastest, most agile Navis in the world. An assassin? What reason would he have to bother us? Only he would know the answer to that. This is all we know at this time. Without more data, we'll just have to stay alert. Rest assured. This is Observer Room 7. Barrel, do you read? Nebula is on the move. Silent barrier net corruption will be upon Oran area. Understood. Lan, head for the net. Nebula is contaminating the net. The Oran area net is likely taking a big hit. You'll have trouble jacking in from Oran. Take the road from ACDC. Roger. Do not underestimate your foe. Yep. Just nod. You know, for the longest time I didn't know what they meant by nod, and also, I realize why you're sending me off because, you know, main character and whatnot, but why are we not sending in, you know, Colonel to kind of help with this? Also, the old lady actually made it to the top of the stairs in a short time. I mean, okay, granted it wasn't a short time, it was a fairly lengthy conversation, but you know what I mean. Either way. Check in, Megaman, execute. And actually, before we head off, I'm actually gonna, if I can stop coughing for a minute, I'm actually not gonna go through there. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna speed this up real quick, and then we're probably gonna be ending the episode off. But I'm gonna go ahead, speed this up, and get all the number trader number things, because I kind of want those now. So, yeah, let's just run through this real quick. So, give me just a moment. Alright, let's start inputting these codes. So I'm just going to speed this up and mute my mic, and, well, we're just going to go for it. So, let's get started. Alright, that's finally everything. Took a minute, but hey, at least it's now done, and we have a bunch of extra things that we can now use to our advantage, which I'm actually going to mess with a few things really quickly. Probably shouldn't have closed out my thing. I mean, it's not like it's that hard to pull it back up, but what we can do real quick is I'm actually going to be messing with a few things. I'm actually going to go ahead and shrink some of these programs right now because, let's see, we hold right and then A, R, B, B, R, L, R, A, L, A. Shrink that down. Where is it? 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 There we go. L, L, R, A, R, L, B, L, A, R. Cool. Get the other ones. L, 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 R, R, B, A, R, B, L. C. R, A, R, L, L, R, R, A, B. That was wrong. R, A, R. Dang it. R, A, R, L, L, R, R, A, B, A. There we go. And where is it? A, L, A, A, R, B, R, B, A, R. That was hard because my screen started dimming. And let's see. These last two. A, A, R, L, B, A, B, A, L, B. And then custom 2 is B, A, R, L, L, R, A, L, B, R. There we go. That's all we really need for now. I mean, there's definitely more that we can do, but those are the programs that I use. So we're going to put in, for now, we're going to put in, I got to move that. That's not the right one. We're going to put that in, put in undershirt, and well, I can't really add custom one again, so that kind of sucks. But for now, at least, until we upgrade the size of this thing, is maximize stats. So, yeah, that was honestly all I was going for. I love just having maximized stats. There's a much better way to do it, but we don't have a big enough custom screen because you can do like maxed out stats plus custom 1 and custom 2 be in there. So that is definitely much more helpful, but for now having maxed out stats will definitely help out for Mega Man, especially considering the fact he could definitely use the full power. Which will also definitely help against like bosses, liberation missions. Like, look at this charge. Boom. And we get to do a crap ton more damage, even though I was not paying attention for a second because I got a notification on my phone. But hey, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, weird noises. Because, yeah, I'm doing this for a solid minute. But hey, that's just kind of how it goes, ain't it? But anyway, well, we're where we need to be. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and actually end this episode off here. I think we got a lot done. Probably going to do the next episode recording like immediately after I end this one. So there'll be more stuff up very soon. But yeah, for now, I'm going to just call it an episode here. So I think we got plenty done. There's more to go on, and we'll probably end up doing the next liberation mission in the next one because I know exactly where we are and what we have to do. So yeah, prepare for that in the next episode. But until then, I will see you guys all in the next video. So later.